And I have in the building, drum roll for my very special guest. Let's give Kaffy a Bouqui'S place welcome.
Hello.
How far?
We are doing it, Glasgow. We are hitting it back. You know, we're not giving up.
That's it. And you know what? This place, Bouqui'S place, is about, resilience, fortitude, people that have come from nothing. And it's just to show people that, listen, you have no excuse whatsoever. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter how big you think your dream is. If you keep at it, you will get it. And I know you're the poster child for that. Because I've known you. I mean, like, we should not even start to talk about our runs from London to Nigeria. So I want you to inspire us today. I want you to share your story. I want you to, let somebody know at home. Because, like I was telling Kevin, a lot of people had their identities tied to, I'm a banker, I'm a this. And in a split second, it was taken from them. And now they have nothing. So I want you to share your story, because identity is key. If you don't know who you are, how do you know what to give? How do you know what problem to solve? So we're going to start from the very beginning, your story, and then we'll take it from there, where you were born, as in beginning, where you were born, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, first of all, my story is a very deep, long scenario, but I'm going to connect it from what you're saying, and from there, a lot of things to open up. And one thing you said in my mind right now, you're saying identity. People are struggling with their identity now with this all locked up situation going on. Well, I need all of us to realize whatever it is that it is right now that we've chosen to become, lawyers, musicians, doctors, engineers, are all a system that has been created before we're even born. And we all grew up in a conditioned state. Most of these states are not our fault. You grew up, a little child grows up, let's just say, let me take Nigeria typically, in an average home in Africa. You grew up, and the first thing I'm thinking about is have a child, take him to primary school, take him to secondary school, finish college, come out, be a banker, lawyer, doctor, or engineer. Almost like, where are you in all that equation? Because we live a life thinking that our parents are the ones to make the best decision for us. But even our parents are coming from a conditioned state of mind, a conditioned place. That is how their parents have groomed them. Give birth, primary school, nursery school. In what part of our grooming did we have a voice? In what part of our grooming did our parents just say,
what do you want to do?
Likes to count money. Let me see if I can educate her on money and see. Our parents didn't train us for who we want to be. They trained us for who they want us to be. Which is why a lot of people, when they lose that part that they have been groomed for, they are like useless to whatever it is that they can be. You're not telling a 37-year-old man or woman to start rediscovering themselves. That is what COVID is forcing people to do. Because all along, all he knew is banking. And every other thing that pokes at him in life that it could be good at has been nullified by and objectified by the whole validation and validation system, mindset of society, religion, culture. All of that has suppressed the real you. You understand? And those of us that are able to find the real us, what did they call you? A rebel. What did they call you? A disciplined child. What did they call you? Because at some point in time in your life, the true you is going to fight back. That is why you have somebody going for a BSc or has 2 degrees and end up baking and finds out that after 2 years in bakery, he has 5 houses in Nigeria. 2 years in baking. How many years did they use in medicine? 8 years. 10 years, which means that if this person already had a natural ability to bake, if the parents only believe that it's not about the profession, it's about who you are. You can excel in anything. It's about who you are. The person loves to cook. Let them cook. No, they'll say, my daughter cannot be a cook. how would they look at me and say it's cooking that my child is? Until cooking start buying cars and start building houses. So someone like me, I look like a crazy child telling my parents, I want to dance. How do you go from wanting to be an aeronautic engineer to dancing? It's like, first of all, the odds that were against me was very plenty, especially for those of us that feel that the odds are against me. I don't know what I'm doing. For an established profession, the odds are not against you as much as a profession that does not exist. And you're not telling your parents you want to do it. 20 years ago, who can tell their parents you want to be a dancer? Like, are you crazy? Dancer of all careers in this world. You understand what I'm saying? Then I was already opposed by mindset. I was already opposed by culture, because culturally it looks like a career option for losers, a career option for uneducated girls, a career option for girls that want to be prostitutes and sleep around with men. That is the entire mindset towards being a, let alone being a female dancer. Then I have the religious side, because I come from a very strict Muslim home. That is already against me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then we have the society's mindset towards dancing. That is already against me, because the society doesn't even understand it. So dancing with your friends and being held in school, like in OU when I go, it's different. So people will hail you, they like it. But the next thing you see is your friends asking you, so what do you want to be? So after this dancing, what next? And I'm like, nothing next, still dancing. I'm like, so all this intelligence now, you're going to waste it in dance. I said, no, all this intelligence, I'm going to apply it in dance, into dancing. And I did that, and I chose this dance specifically because of this mindset issue. You don't do to Kaffy is tell Kaffy she can't. Don't do that to me. Don't, I like the underdog story. I'm like the super underdog. Like, I like to be an underdog because I like to prove you wrong. You understand? I like to prove you wrong. So I am in a system at home of parents and family members, and I'm on my knees, and everybody's poking my head and saying, Ashawo Lofeya, oh, you understand? And I'm like this. And I'm like, really? Like seriously? So the only thing in this world that is bigger than making is prick. Like, why would you, everything has to do with sex? Like, come on. Like, so I want to use my entire life and waste it on sleeping with men. Like, that's how low you subjected my reasoning. You understand? And the same people are saying that we spend so much money on you on school. I'm like, yeah, trust the system you put me in. If you believe they put me in the best school, and I have exuded and expressed intellectual prowess that you can attest to, do you think that I don't have a plan? And you think I will just carry all of that and throw that away just because I want to dance? I would rather sit down with me as a parent and have an intelligent conversation to me and say, what is your plan with this thing? Sometimes we parents think we can't talk to our kids. We think, what do they know? We are the one that know more. Fine, see, there's no amount of intelligence you have more than an old man. You can't have enough experience like him. But it doesn't mean that the old man will know what, will not listen. In Yoruba, they say, it means that the hand of a baby might not reach the top of the shelf, but also the hand of the elder cannot enter a small hole.
So it's a balance. It's a balance.
It's a balance. You need to hear from me as much as I need to hear from you. You can't shove it to me, because you know what? We are all uniquely and wonderfully made. The difference is the process of man has been ordained by God. They are going to go through baby to adulthood. And God needs to preserve his next project called a newborn under the umbrella of a family, which is fine. But the family cannot stop the train of destiny. You get it? Just because God said, keep this thing for me, didn't mean he said, now this thing that you're keeping, you're the only one. Wait, no, 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 no. The Bible never said your parents wrong. It only said honor them, honor thy parents, honor thy family. You understand? Honor the system. Pay unto Caesar what is Caesar. Honor the laws, honor the policies. But it never said it cannot be wrong. It just said apply wisdom. So I feel that a lot of trouble that we're going on, even as adults right now, is from bad conditioning that has been put in us as young people. And I'm trying to let everybody know out there that it is not over until it's over. As long as you have a life, you are a creation of the creator, made to create. You get it? So there's never a day that the ability to create is done. The only time that you are done is when you die. You cannot be alive breathing what God has breathed in you, which is life, and you tell me you are done. The reason why we feel done is because we're in a dark place, a place where we can't see beyond where we are. Why is that? It's because we are stuck in knowledge. When a man reaches a point in his life where he can't see past where he is, he requires more light. What is light? Knowledge is light. What has stifled knowledge? The conditioning. An average young African mind right now, I can only speak from my experience with people around me, is being conditioned in tiny boxes. So the educational mind part is conditioned in a box. The marriage, how to get your spouse, is conditioned in the box of religion and culture. Every step you've made as an adult, a young adult, is based on information you've been fed, not research of what you went to seek. One of the laziest things that we do as young Africans is we just feed off the crumbs of knowledge that is passed down to
Handed
us.
to us.
We don't really try to find out if it's true or not. You get what I'm saying? Christians go to church, they just listen to what the pastor says, they don't study the Bible, they are too lazy to do it. Somebody study the Bible for us. Somebody should give us the ideas of how to marry and pick our spouse. Somebody, mommy, daddy. How can a mom who has a failed marriage teach you how to be in a good marriage? How can she do? She can't. The best thing she's going to tell you is deal with it. That's how men do. That's how I dealt with your father. I kept quiet. Or go back to your husband's house. Pastors will tell you, don't worry, let's go and fast and pray. How can you fast and pray a physical abuser? Do you know what I'm saying? Somebody's beating you. You're saying you go and fast, go back to that house and fast. On a normal day, if somebody beats you, send them straight to jail or psychological center. But the churches will tell you, go home, go and stay with that man, face him and tell him, thou art not worthy. You will not beat me today. We will beat her times 2, bam. Is that one? Is that
Wow.
nobody says prayers doesn't work, but God has created a universe and a system that obeys certain laws and order. God has done that already. He's not going to come down and fix some certain things that should have been fixed by the light he has put already in the world for you to conquer. The reason why we are higher beings of the Lord, higher than the angels, higher than everything else that has made God say, be dominion over these things, is because he has given us an opportunity to be like him. Ability to be like him. We were the only creation, as is recorded, that has a will and a mind to create. The angels could never have been able to turn a tree to paper. Man did it. How did man create? How did man figure out that he can melt metal and create a hammer? Because he's a creator. So if we will look at it from the perspective of who we are and how we are born and all of that, we should realize that the only reason why you don't feel like you can do anything is because you've not absorbed enough information to spark that part of you and push it out of you. Every human being is born with something to sustain him. One of the biggest problems we have, even all of that entertainers, is because we work based on perception, how we want to be seen, how the society have dictated what is valuable. You understand? Okay, why is it that if I wear this rubber watch, I'm fine, but you must go into Hugo Boss and buy a crystal watch before you are fined. What does that tell you? It means we place values to things differently.
Expectation.
Because I value for me to be on this world and value rubber wristwatches means that the person that produced rubber wristwatches is selling. So imagine if that guy say, I don't want to produce rubber wristwatch because people will think that it's too cheap. They are not going to buy it because it's rubber. Hello, this is me wearing a rubber wristwatch because that is what I connect with. I just want to tell the time. But somebody else will be like, if I must put the time on my wrist, it must be Rolex. What does that tell you at home? It means that idea that you're sitting on and you're underestimating it because it has not been that it hasn't been glorified by the world. It has not been put on the world SI unit of what is called valuable. You underestimate it, and tomorrow you will dust your pali that did not bring you any job and go back to that thing. The woman that started serving moi moi in White House, imagine she has underestimated the power of moi moi that she started making in her house. Would she have been able to enter White House to cook moi moi? Moi moi took her to the White House. They fly her in to give their recipe of moi moi. There are some people that have built tons of houses with pure water business. But if they are told their parents as they are growing up that they have an affinity for water and they want to sell water, the mother will say, they will call her father, they will call pastor to pray for that child. My child, oh my God, is water that he wants to sell. Jesus Christ. Please pray doctor onto his head, pray engineer onto his head. By today's standards, my parents should be on the same league with the Dangotes and Otedolas. That's how much money they make. But I also watched my parents lose all that money. Before I was even 11 years old, the money is gone. Then I had to start from a place whereby I have to be responsible at a very young age. And at that age, I knew already that I am the custodian of my life. Why? Because I already saw the way my parents live their life. See, it's one thing to be telling a child, don't steal, then you are stealing. Or don't drink alcohol, then you are drinking alcohol. Don't smoke, then you are smoking. See, there are some things that we should not kid ourselves. Let's not lie to ourselves. Let's not lie to ourselves. Parents are saying, don't do this and don't do that, but I'm seeing a totally different thing. And I know that you've already taught me. The mistake you've made is to let me know that those things are wrong. So when you are doing that, no, you are wrong. Then how do you expect me to grow up as a teenager and expect that I can trust the rest of my life with you, that I've been doing some wrong things that is going to affect the rest of my life? How am I going to do that? I'm not going to dishonor you because you're living your life. This is how you know how to be a parent. It's fine. But I've grown to know right from wrong. And I owe it to not just me, but to you when you cannot walk anymore, when you cannot move anymore, to get my own shit together. So that at the end of the day, when you make a phone call and say, my child, I can pick up the call and say, what do you need, mommy?
Wow.
But how do I do what do you need, mommy, if I still sitting down and the only way I can get wisdom is from mommy and daddy that are still trying to figure themselves out? Mom is going through post-traumatic depression of a divorce. That is nowhere to be found. I'm here with two other siblings, and we have to find a way out. The only thing I kept thinking about was education. I just felt the only thing that I need and weapon I can have against the world is to understand and to know. Because you are a result of your decision. So the more you know, the more proper decision you can make. And the more you can take responsibilities of the consequences of your action. It will be bad for you to make a decision of something you do not know. How do you not expect the consequences? For every decision, there's a consequence. And if you know, it's like saying, I'm adding 2 to 2. I already know it's going to be 4. I'm not making a guess. I know it's going to be 4. Do you understand? So the only thing I cannot put I cannot place. I'm not a soothsayer. Is another human being's reaction towards my decision, but I will still be able to give room to the fact that I'm dealing with a human and not a computer. So if I deal with you, and you have a negative response to my decision, I already know that you are one out of 6 point something billion that I don't need to deal with again. I have learned. So I move on to another individual, and I try to make sure I avoid some of the other things that I met with the last individual. That is what knowledge does to you. It gives you opportunity. No, that's why even with my children, there are a lot of things I let them experience on their own. And they'll come asking questions, Mommy, why was this like this? I say, you see, if I had told you, the first time I told you, do not do it, you didn't understand. Now you did it. You don't spoil that thing. Now you're coming back and saying, Mommy, why did this spoil? I said, I told you if you did it this way, it was going to spoil. It's one thing to say it will spoil. It will spoil. Beat the child and take it away. Beat the child and take it away. The child will keep looking at that thing and say, I need to still take this thing. You understand? We don't have sexual conversation with our children because we want to safeguard them from being abused in sex. Does that make sense? I don't know what it looks like for a man to try to lure me, and my mother doesn't tell me because she's afraid of a man trying to lure me. So she doesn't give me the information that I need to use to guard myself against people like that because she thinks I'm too young. But the man that is going to touch me doesn't see me as too young to be touched. At 5 years old, I had an uncle come to our house and try to molest me. The reason why I knew is because I knew it to my heart that this guy is doing the wrong thing. And I shouldn't be touching a child at this age. It wasn't because my parents told me, don't touch. Nah. I didn't have to sit down. My parents tell me this is what not to do and this is not what not to do. I just knew it. I was wrong and I had to scream and run away. If I didn't scream and run, I would have been raped at 5.
Wow.
You know? So, like, the thing is that, yes, we know that they are young, but let them know in their own understanding. Like my children now, I tell them, okay, you cannot watch something that is rated higher than your age. My children, if they go to a guest house or their playmates, would not or will report if something is on the screen and the age, you know, on the screen you will see the age. They'll tell you, Mommy, they were playing a movie 18 plus. I don't know why we can't watch it. Because they know that they can't watch it. And when they ask me, why can't you watch it? We'll tell them, it's because it's not your age. It's not for your age just yet. And, you know, children are very simple. There are some simple explanation you give them, they will understand. I say, it's just not my age. And because they feel like they are being respected for their age, they take it like that. And the children nowadays are wiser than you think. The amount of gadgets they are exposed to, we never got that exposed. Even at that time, our own time, we were also smarter than our parents thought we were. Despite not having that much technology around us, we were still much smarter than they thought we were. We should stop thinking like that. So for me, like I told you, I said, if you want to talk about my life is a template of different situations that can occur in a human being's life, and I will give you lowdown of my own personal experience and how I dealt with it. Let's take education for instance. One of the reasons why my greatest motto in life is no excuses. I'm not a victim to any circumstance. I'm a victor. Is because I don't believe there's only one way to solve a problem. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. There's never only one way, except we are not God's creation. As long as there are 6 point something billion of us in this earth, that means that there are 6 point something billion ways to do something. We are all looking alike, but we are all different. How miraculous is that? How amazing is that? That is 6 point something billion versions of God's mind. God's mind. 6 point something billion versions of God's mind. So how dare you tell me there's only one? A case example was my education became very wonky when my parents split. And for one reason or the other, my mom could not afford taking us to school anymore. So school was a thing of, it's either you stay this year and let your sister go next year, or your sister goes this year and you go next year. And I realized that every year there's going to be a gap in my education. So what did I do? Some of us, we have the items to operate around us, but because we are not the one that own it, we don't think we can tap into it. I don't have money to go to school, but I have rich friends. Every poor child has one friend that is richer than him, at least one. Every child that is not going to school has at least one friend that he will meet one day that is going to school. And that's exactly the principle I adopted. I couldn't go to school. I had friends that went to school. I go to them. I photocopy their notebooks. I went to WAEC office and I got a copy of the syllabus. They will give it to you. It's not something that they give only to teachers. They will give it to you. If you ask for the syllabus, they're going to give you the syllabus. Check the syllabus and look at it. What is it am I supposed to learn in this level of education I am now? So if it is GS2, I get the GS2 syllabus. I read my GS2 in my house.
Wow.
I was not ready to take us to school. I was ready. They had to give me, they're even taking me to class and say, no, let us put her in GS1. No, by the time I did one class, they do double promotion. Like, nah, she got to be in this class. Because I read it in the house. I read it. I understood it. There was a case in SS1 in Coca Secondary School. I studied a particular subject. I think it was agricultural science. And I made my own notes at home. You know, in school, we used to, then they used to grade you for notes, 40 marks. Complete notebook is 40 marks. That's why we write notes, right? I knew that there was no how I'll go to a new school that I won't have missed out on a lot of notes because I wasn't sure what part of the term I would enter. So I started making my notes using that textbook. I knew that was the textbook they were using in all secondary schools. And I started making my own notes from animal husbandry to diseases and plants, names of organic and botanical names of whatever. It's 40 marks. Yes, somebody said 40 marks. And I just started making my notes. One day I got into this new school. New teacher looks at me and saw me carry, then we used to gum exercise book together. Once you finish one notebook, you don't want to look for it.
Back page.
You gum them together, right? So I stick it together, and the teacher was wondering, but in your transfer this thing from LED, that's the local educational district, you said you are not in school for a while. Well, this note is too thick for someone on the school, and he took the note and he was flipping through it. The next thing, I just saw the teacher turn with my note to the blackboard, and he started using my notes. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just it. You understand? Even they were so shocked that they've never had a student score. I think I scored 98 over 100 in the examination. And the teacher had to come to the class and said, who is this Kafayat Shafau? And I had to get up. Even Yoruba, I read everything. I read Yoruba. You know me, I don't look like a Yoruba girl. And then we used to speak, that we were trained not to speak Yoruba. We were trained with English. Even though our parents were Yoruba, we were trained with English. And every time we always speaking spray because we grew up a lot in London. So we still have a little bit of accent. People always assume I don't speak Yoruba. A Yoruba text came in and the teacher walked in. I was wondering, I said, some of you here are cheating. And said, you, who is Kafayat Shafau? I said, what have I done? I'm new in this school now. What have I done? Say, get up. I need you to answer this question. You need to let me know that you are the one that did it. I said, okay, what was the test? The test was about Yoruba proverbs and their English interpretation. So they told me, they gave us English proverbs and told us to interpret it, get the Yoruba version, of it. You understand? So they now said, man proposes, God disposes. You look at me like this. I'm trying to remember the other.
Did you know them before?
I already knew it. I lived with old people. I lived with Yoruba women. And again, our parents always play, all this, our music then comes with heavy proverbs from Aruna Shola to Ebenezer Obey. You understand? So, you always see all those songs like, they lay me. Oh, sure, you always hear different kind of. So most of our Yoruba, so King Sunny Ade, you they hear all the all those proverbs in the
Proverbs.
music. So for me, I was like, why are these people asking me? It was nothing. I already knew I was living in a proverbial house. So it was it was not a problem. But the teacher, you cannot believe. He said, "You are you living with an old woman?" I said, "No, they're not that old. They're not my parents." And especially except if you consider Shina Peters, Wasiu,
And
and
my parents.
parents. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just giving you an idea of how I was seeking to see my sister. I know they play with book. I chop book, which is one of the reasons why it shocked my uncle, which I was living with at that time. Um, you know, I got to I had to run away from my mom at some point to get better education, and went to get my younger brother and sister to come and start living with us. And in the process of it, the man was very shocked. You know, I respect my uncle very much, and he's one person that would listen to me. And I was like, I don't understand how you, with all this knowledge, you don't want to do dancing. I said, Daddy, because I found what dancing can do. It's not about moving my body. It's about what I see that you're doing. And I was the one who witnessed it. That's why I'm very convinced. And I said, why? What is it? What about dancing made you want to pursue it? I said, in my process of trying to lose weight, I used to be a size 16 at some point, and I go to the National Stadium and I was training people. That's a different story entirely, but just cut straight to the chase. I was training people. I found how women come back to me and tell me how they are more valued better at home right now. They feel better in their own skin. They feel more sexier. They feel livelier. And even their marriage is taking a turn around, you know. And I was like, just by coming to my class, you know what I'm saying? I was like, wow. I wanted to be an aeronautic engineer not because of accolade. I wanted to be an aeronautic engineer because I have a mindset to find solutions to a problem. I always feel that there's a place for me to fill a gap somewhere. I feel there's a gap somewhere in this world, and I want to fill the gap. I don't want to line up behind the gap. I don't want to queue behind anything. I want to distinctively make an impact. So I looked around and said, what kind of engineering is scarce in Nigeria? And I saw aeronautic was scarce. That's why I wanted to do aeronautic. So the moment I found out that dance was giving me the impact that I wanted as a human being, and I felt as if I was behind the machine, even if I built the best plane, nobody's going to come and thank the engineer and say, wow, I sat in business class yesterday and I want to say thank you for creating that seat. But I can finish a dance class and somebody can walk up to me almost immediately and say,
Accessibility.
that direct impact, see, no money in this world can pay that for me. It fulfills my heart. And I now ventured into it and realized that it is filling a void. It is solving a problem. And that is the principle of business. When you can solve the problem and you are seeking that solution, I can be in business. You will pay for me to do that. So people started hiring me as their personal trainer. I got paid for it. You understand what I'm saying? And when I landed, I would say I landed, so I sorted into the entertainment industry because I was more celebrated in the sport world than even in the entertainment world. I didn't start dancing from an entertainment perspective. I started
Mm-hmm.
dancing and helping from a sports situation, from a sports, hey, Crown Studio is here, from a sports situation. And I found out that I excel so much in the sports area because of who I am. In basketball, I wasn't the best shooter. I wasn't the best player, but they consider me the best player because of how dedicated, committed, disciplined I was. And I got crowned for that. I got scholarships for that. And this is another lesson to people watching. Don't ever think nobody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
The system that the world operates on is beyond the physical. People should stop being afraid of being who they are, even if it's in a small room. The frequency of the truth of who you are is going out there, and it will strike another frequency that needs who you are, and it will draw it to you. All you need to do is start. All you need to do is start. So I started working out. My frequency of working out in my house drew me to the stadium. I started working out in the stadium. The people that needed my frequency drew themselves to me. Yeah,
Vibes.
I understand what I'm saying. Because see, the more you see, God said, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall open. He didn't say seek, pray, find. He didn't say knock, kabash, open. The principle of this world has been set. Whether you love God or you don't love God, it will work for you.
Your line, it will work.
What is the reason why some people say, but how come this country is not in Christ, but it is flourishing? Because they understand the laws of the universe. He has nothing to do with religion. God is
Period. Period.
God is not even religious. So why are you killing yourself? God is not religious. God has no, he didn't set up any religion at all. He set up laws. The world is governed by laws. If you understand the law of hard work, you understand the law of reaping. If you understand the law of planting, you understand the law of harvesting. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you understand the law of speaking, you understand the law of conversion. So it's laws. It's laws. You understand? Miracles that were things that some things that we're calling miracle, it's as a result of higher laws operating under the law that has been set, not any law being broken for it. You understand what I'm saying? So we need to understand that nothing you do is done for nothing. No, as long as a human being you've expressed a thought and you've brought it into action. The cooking place of who you are is in your head, which is why you need to be what you put in your head. You need to be careful what you watch, you need to be careful what you listen to, you need to be careful what you speak. See, what we consume. But you know the mistake we make, we are feeding this flesh more than we are feeding the mind. We dress our body more than we spend money to feed our mind. We feel that the respect of who we are comes from the fanciest cars. You understand? Comes from the fanciest cars, comes from the biggest houses. And you can see that some men with so much intellect, that Bill Gates and all that, who wear ordinary t-shirt, they are fine. But they are trillionaires. Because do you know what they did? They converted who they are away from their body and put it into something that the whole world needs. They didn't wear who they are. They wear who we are. What's more change? We'll carry it, we'll wear it as cloth. We don't know how to allow the universe wear it for us. We wear
Kaffy,
it.
we have 4 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't I'll be talking to tomorrow. So basically, I'm just saying that to round up this conversation, COVID is like anything that could have happened in the world. It's not a special situation. Let's stop treating it as something special. There are worse pandemics that have happened before now. Some of this pandemic has happened in eras where there was no technology. Wiping out villages, wiping out cities, wiping out an entire clan. We are here right now. We can even speak to each other from 2 different continents. And we're complaining that we are done. Come on now, we're not done. We just started. You get what I'm saying? But I want to tell everybody, you're not done. Even if you lost your job, you lost a job. A job is a physical entity. A job. You've not lost you. The one thing that you try not to lose is your mind. If there's anything you should be protecting the most in this life, it's not your bank account. It's your mind. That's all. Thank
Wow. Kaffy, man. I wish we could go on forever. What time is it? 3 minutes. Man, that is so deep. Man, listen. Everybody, can we bow for Kaffy? No, Kaffy, no, because we have 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes. I want you to tell us, like, now there's a generation. You're talking about hard work. You're talking about, because what we do here is we practically equip people, so like you talked about resilience, you talked about wisdom, you talked about application of knowledge, you talked about consistency, commitment, self-improvement, self-development. These are things that if they say take 7 ways to succeed, people will be like, I don't want, but you have done that. Talk to this generation and rounding up. They'll probably cut up on us, but in rounding up, talk to this generation that just wants, it's this entitled, mindset. They just want stuff to be handed to them. Just talk to them.
Okay, my own is that if you want a popcorn microwave life, you are going to be as finished quickly as popcorn, because popcorn finished before the movie is end. Anything that you do not take time to build will always crush on time. You understand? I deal with a lot of young people, so I deal with that entitlement mentality. Being entitled to something is somebody getting something for something that he has given value to. Stop asking something when you are not giving value there. Value only responds to value. The money you're looking for is not bad. What you need to just do for that money is to give a value. Service is key. Every single thing you want to be in
Service.
life comes from service. If you don't serve, you can't be anything. That's it for me.
Whoa, Kaffy, man, we love you so much. Can we get Kaffy? We love you. Can we get like 50 Kaffy? We love you. This is so amazing. Kaffy, thank you so much. I know you're very busy, and your podcast is out.
Yes, my podcast launched today. Just Kaffy podcast on Apple, it's on iTunes. These are the kind of things I like to share on my podcast because I can never get enough time with different shows. So what I decided to do is share myself on podcast. So today I launched the first one so people can go listen.
What's the address again?
Just Kaffy podcast. Just Kaffy.
Just Kaffy
Yes.
podcast. Man, Kaffy, we love you so much, man. God bless you.
Thank you,
We'll
T.
catch up. We'll catch up. God bless you. Thank you for coming to Bouqui'S.